Bonjour à tous. Good day, everybody. I hope you are doing great. I'm so excited to come your way once again. As promised, I decided to do this video lecture for those of you who have not had the opportunity um, to have the lecture with me during the week because of the mishap that happened. Nevertheless, I am happy to say that we can have the benefit of doing this lecture again on the Zoom. And so, without much ado, it's a very important lesson, and I believe that it will serve you not just for the lecture, but it will serve you. It's a lesson that will serve you for life. And I'm so very much particular about this particular topic that I'm going to treat with you because it is something that everyone would have to do to be able to get a job or to be able to get employment in the future. And so it's a very critical thing that we are going to do. I want you to pay attention. J'aimerais que vous prêtez attention et j'espère que vous allez apprendre et vous allez utiliser ce que vous allez appris, vous allez apprendre et ça va vous servir dans l'avenir. Okay? Donc, I'm going to share my screen with you, but I hope that you guys really understood the previous the previous lesson, and there's just a follow up of what we did in the previous lesson. So let's hope that the previous lesson will reflect in this one. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I hope that you follow along as I share the screen, and I hope that you follow the lesson as I move on. So give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Laissez-moi partager mon écran avec vous. Let's see. Bon, si vous voyez mon écran, j'espère que vous voyez mon écran. J'espère que vous voyez ce qui est projecté sur votre écran. If you look at this particular lesson, Unité 7, il y a 30 secondes pour lire and save. 30 secondes pour lire and save. That is what? 30 is what? 30, right? So 30 secondes pour lire and save. What comes to mind? This clearly shows that it gives you an indication of what is expected of a CV, and that a CV is a very, in some country they call it a resume. A resume is what we call a summary. It's a summary of your life. It's a summary of who you are, your competencies, the work you have done before, your skill, your educational background. It's a whole lot. And you have to be able to put all this in on one page. I mean, you have to be able to put the essential elements of who you are so that it will get somebody to attract somebody's attention within 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 secondes pour lire un CV is basically 30 seconds to read a CV. What this is saying that on the average, a recruiter prend au moins 30 secondes pour lire un CV. So on the average, a recruiter takes about 30 seconds, not minutes, 30 seconds to read a CV. So your CV must be very catchy. It must be very, very, very interesting. It must be a CV that captures the attention of anybody that takes it up to read. And so what that means is that vous devez essayer de rédiger l'essentiel qui va vous aider à attraper l'attention, à garder l'attention, à garder le vue de votre recruteur. Donc, ainsi, il faut essayer de soigner la préparation de votre CV pour capter l'attention de vos recruteurs de l'avenir. All right? So you need to be able to really capture the attention of your recruiters. And by doing that, you need to be able to prepare and be able to work on your CV so much so that it would get somebody's attention right when they pick it up. All right. So let's go into the document. It says that un recruteur passe en moyenne 30 secondes pour lire un curriculum vitae. Donc, CV is what we call curriculum vitae. Okay. Voici le CV de Brigitte Giannini. Okay. So, nous allons voir un peu le CV de Brigitte pour vous donner une idée de ce qui c'est un CV. So, we are going to look at the CV of Brigitte to give you an idea of what a CV actually looks like. Okay. Donc, dans ce CV de Brigitte, qu'est-ce que nous avons? Si vous regardez bien le CV, ok, si vous regardez bien ce CV, nous avons certains éléments. Et puis, nous avons une structure. En général, nous avons une structure. We have a structure of how the CV should look like. Nous avons une structure de comment un CV typique doit apparaître. D'accord? Doit être écrit. Donc, voici à gauche ici, on the left here, nous avons l'adresse personnelle de Brigitte. Nous avons l'adresse personnelle de Brigitte et nous avons le nom tout d'abord de Brigitte et puis son adresse personnelle, ok, qui est ici 35 avenue et puis le téléphone portable, le téléphone mobile de Brigitte, ok. Après le téléphone, nous avons le courrier électronique. That is the courrier électronique. That is the email of Brigitte. Et au côté droite, nous avons l'âge de Brigitte. Brigitte a 26 ans et la date de naissance. Et puis, nous avons la situation familiale de Brigitte. Brigitte est toujours célibataire, which is means Brigitte is not married. Et puis, nous avons la nationalité de Brigitte, which is nationalité française. Donc, pour rédiger, pour écrire un CV, c'est très important de savoir structurer le CV. Savoir mettre, il faut savoir la structure même du CV. Ça veut dire qu'il faut savoir où il faut placer votre nom, votre adresse, où il faut placer votre âge, votre date de naissance, votre nationalité. C'est très important si vous voulez capter l'attention de vos recruteurs parce que la structure du CV fait partie du recrutement. Ainsi, votre CV ne suit pas la structure acceptée par tout le monde, ça va, vous risquez de ne pas avoir un appel parce que un CV doit suivre une certaine structure pour pouvoir capter l'attention de votre recruteur. D'accord? Donc, qu'on a bien souligné, as we've just stated, here we have the British name and address, we have the age, his marital status, and the nationality. Et puis, en dessus de ça, nous avons le poste de responsable commercial. Poste de responsable commercial, c'est what British is actually applying for. The position is applying for. Le poste que Brigitte postule, c'est postule pour un poste de responsable commercial. Un poste de responsable commercial. Donc, en dessus de ça, nous avons formation. En fait, in certain CVs, some people choose to bring competence first. That's the skills first before formation. But in this particular CV, we have the formation, which is first. Okay, formation is your training. That is all the training you've gotten, the institutions that you've attended, the courses of studies or the subjects of study you have gone through. That is your formation. So ici, par exemple, sur formation, nous avons 2003. So from 2003, diplôme de l'École supérieure de commerce de Nantes. Okay, so in 2003, Bridget had a certificate in the business, the business school in Nantes. Okay, the higher business school in Nantes. Okay, and then in 1999, in 1999, he had his baccalaureate mention bien. Okay, so baccalaureate mention bien is equivalent to what we have in the country as WASI. It's equivalent to WASI. So in 1999, Bridget had the WASI, and in 2003, she had a certificate, a higher diploma certificate in business, right? So that is what you should know. So formation usually is training. That is um, your the training that you've gone through, the schools that you have attended, and so on and so forth. Now, revenons ici, expérience professionnelle. Donc, comme le nom donne, euh, c'est votre expérience professionnelle. C'est-à-dire tout ce que vous avez ou tout ce que vous avez fait en tant que professionnel. Là où vous avez travaillé, quelle société est-ce que vous avez travaillé, dans quelle société est-ce que vous avez travaillé. Et c'est très important de souligner tous les travaux que vous avez fait et les sociétés que vous avez, avec qui vous avez travaillé. Cela constitue vos expériences professionnelles. So it is important, it is imperative to be able to list all your professional experiences. Every company you work with, every consulting you did is so imperative for you to be able to list them. So dans le cas de Brigitte and the experience professionnelle, we have depuis octobre 2002, c'est-à-dire since October 2002, this is what has been. Elle était attachée commerciale chez Graspi France. Okay, she was a business associate of Graspi France, a business associate attaché commercial. Okay, et puis under the role she is she has been assigned, there are some duties. Il y a des missions qu'elle devait accomplir. And under the duties, we have prospection client. C'est-à-dire, elle était chargée de prospecter les clients, de chercher des clients. Okay? So Bridget, one of his core duties was to be able to look for clients for Graspi France. That is for the company she was working with or she is working with. And then the next mission or the next task that she was assigned to was what? Réalisation des propositions commerciales. Réalisation des propositions commerciales. So this is basically, she was in charge of what? Making sure that she was in charge of proposing business solutions, okay? Proposing business solutions to on behalf of the company to other clients. OK? And then, en dessus de ça, ici, nous avons de janvier à juillet 2002. Donc, from January to July 2002, elle était assistante commerciale stagiaire. OK? Assistante commerciale stagiaire. She was an intern, a assistant business intern at Graspi Londres. Graspi Londres. So it's the same company, but the London branch. Okay? So she was an attachment at Graspi Londres, and she was an assistant commercial stagiaire. She was an intern, a business assistant business intern at the company Graspi's branch in London. Now, what role or what functions or quelle mission est-ce qu'elle a été, quelle mission est-ce qu'elle a été, est-ce qu'elle a été signée? On a donné, elle était chargée de suivre the command. Okay, it was in charge of following up on sales and then following up on things that the company has already sold. Organisation de promotion. So she was also in charge of what? Organizing promotional packages on behalf of the company. Now, en dessus de ça, de juin à août 2001. De juin à août 2001. Ici, elle était stage de vente DUS Barcelone. She was a sales intern at DUS in Barcelona. Okay, so from what we have read under the expérience professionnelle, nous avons remarqué que Brigitte a principalement, globalement, 3 expériences. Okay, elle a travaillé avec 3 sociétés différentes. Et puis, elle a au moins 2 ans d'expérience, OK? Il a au moins 2 ans d'expérience. Et ça figure toutes les sociétés que Bridget, dans lesquelles Bridget a travaillé. Et puis, ça montre aussi la mission que Bridget a suivie pendant son temps avec chaque société. D'accord? Donc, en dessus de cela, nous avons la langue étrangère et informatique. La langue étrangère et informatique. Ici, nous voulons parler de la langue que Bridget, uh, Bridget peut parler et écrire. Okay? So, what languages, what foreign languages is Bridget able to speak? And what computer knowledge does Bridget have? That is under the langue étrangère et puis informatique. Now, another langue étrangère, Bridget a indiqué, she indicated that she anglais courant, which means she speaks fluent English. And then she also speaks Spanish. Mais the Spanish she speaks is la pratique de la langue commerciale. 3 mois en Espagne, PowerPoint, Dreamweaver, Adobe Premiere. Donc, here, what Bridget indicated here, she has a practical knowledge, the practical knowledge of Spanish. She has a practical knowledge of Spanish. And when it comes to also the business or computer knowledge that she has, she says she has PowerPoint knowledge, Dreamweaver knowledge, and Adobe Premiere knowledge. Okay. And then finally, we come to the centre d'intérêt. Centre d'intérêt, that is the hobbies. Okay, hobbies. Now, the hobbies, Bridget says, pratique du basketball en club competition regional. She plays basketball at the club level and she competes regionally. And then she was also the president of the All Students Association of ESSA, the NET. Okay, she was also the president of All Students Association in his former school. So basically, everything that you need to know about Bridget is in one page. Okay, everything that you need to know about Bridget is in one page, and then the training you went through, the professional experiences, the languages he speaks, and the computer skills he has, and the hobbies that he has, the address, everything, all the information is on one page. So when a recruiter picks up a CV like this, it is easy to know if the candidate, si le candidat est capable d'aider les sociétés ou pas. So with very little time, he is able to appreciate and is able to ascertain the qualities of the candidate. All right. And note that your CV is critical. It's what will give you the opportunity for a call up. Okay. So if your CV is not compelling enough, you cannot even get a call. All right. You may not see the essence of a CV right now, but once you finish school, it will become an imperative document that you need to develop. And you need to have these things at the back of your minds before you finish, because it is what will serve you well. It is what will find you a first job. It is what will keep you going, even when things become difficult. Note that your CV is your first identity in the marketplace. It is your first identity in the marketplace. So it's important to make sure that your CV represents you well wherever you find yourself. Donc c'est très important d'assurer que votre CV t'identifie n'importe où que vous vous trouvez, parce que votre CV, c'est votre première identité sur le marché d'affaires. Votre CV, c'est ce qui te représente sur le marché d'affaires. Donc, c'est très important de soigner votre CV et d'assurer que votre CV est au point est au point, à la hauteur du standard. OK? Donc, parce que votre CV, c'est ce qui va vous permettre d'avoir votre premier embauche, votre premier emploi. Donc, c'est très important. Donc, il faut regarder tout d'abord la structure du CV et ensuite, il faut voir les informations requises, OK? Requises dans un CV. D'accord? Donc, maintenant, voyons un peu les détails. Donc, comment nous allons, il faut tester votre compréhension. Hein. Ici, nous allons tester votre compréhension. Nous allons tout d'abord commencer avec le vocabulaire. Pour le premier vocabulaire, nous avons ancien. OK, that is former, ancien. Nous avons commerce, which is business, competition, which is competition, élève, which is people, mention, that is the grade you had in exams, organisation, which is very obvious, and then prospection. Okay, prospection is looking for something or searching for client. Okay, realization, completing things, stagiaire, which is an intern. Okay, so the different rubric then CV. We are looking at different structures of a CV. Pour indiquer sa formation, okay, to indicate your training, you have to be able to écrire en premier pour un débutant. It is important to indicate that your best education that you have had before the previous or the lesser ones follow. Okay, so it is important that you get to know the training, all the courses that you studied. You can list some of the courses that you studied and also indicate the institution that you went to, the period that we went to that institution. It is very important to indicate these things. And also it's important for you to be able to list all the school, I think the most relevant schools that are pertains to the job that you're applying for. One thing that a lot of people fail to do is that they do one generic CV and they send it to so many companies. When you do that, no company will take you serious because they will think that you did not do your due diligence. It is imperative and it's important for you to be able to research the company that you want to work with and then be able to tailor make your CV to fit that particular company because it is that particular company that is going to employ you. So do not make generic CVs and send them around. Nobody will take you seriously. It is important for you to tailor make the CVs to specific companies and then research the companies and make sure that your CV suits what the company wants. It's so important. It's so important. I cannot overestimate it. C'est très important pour vous de rechercher la société à qui tu veux postuler votre candidature. C'est important parce que la société va chercher des candidats qui sont sérieux pour être recrutés. Donc, c'est important de montrer à la société que vous êtes sérieux, que vous êtes quelqu'un sérieux. Donc, c'est très important de prendre tous ces détails en consideration. So, it's very, very important to take in all these details into consideration because that is what will give you your first job. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's bring us to the end of our video lecture. I hope this video lecture serves you well. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them when I come to class. I'm going to give some 5 to 10 minutes for us to go to answer questions anything that bothers you. And I also have given you an assignment, which I hope you have done. And so I'm hoping to see that assignment in our next meeting. All right, so au revoir à tous. Bye-bye. Okay, bye à tous. Okay, so see you next week. Bye-bye.